Alright guys, this is our Oscar tank. Uh, our Oscar and one OB Peacock African, and we also have a jewel in here, so technically that's still an African as well. Believe it or not, this little guy right here really holds its own. One of my favorite fish in the tank, very spunky. Well, we have the jewel cichlid. It's supposed to be the lipolily. We have a male Jack Dempsey here, who is just like your typical Jack Dempsey that is always lurking and never comes out. We have a albino red. We have a green Severum. There's that jewel. She's about 5 months old now, actually, I guess, is how long I've had her. So I'm saying she's probably 6 or 7 months old. And then we have the big guy. He's about 6.5 inches. This is the Black Tiger Oscar. We call it Debo, actually. And we also have the Polar Parrot Cichlid. This fish was purchased actually when we were still under the assumption that it would get 8 inches, as the internet tells you, because everyone knows the internet is always right. When in reality, this fish is full grown at 2 inches. From what I understand, they were sold as polar blue parrot cichlids when they are actually a short-bodied Honduran red point. Here it comes. And believe it or not, I'm guessing because these fish grew up with this fish, they are actually okay with this little guy being in here, or actually this little girl. And it actually holds its own, but I keep a very close watch on this one. I just know I'm going to wake up one day to being gone, but I'm not seeing any signs of aggression towards this fish from the Oscars. Any aggression towards that fish comes from this fish, the jewel. We actually got this guy here out of PetSmart. He was 2 3/4 inches on July 15th of this year. And here he is now at 6.5, maybe even 7 inches, October 3rd. So, what is that, 5 months or so? He's put on that much size. I got this one at the same time, and it's slightly smaller, probably 5.5 inches. And judging by the big paw they have pushed out down here, they've been doing this for over a month now. Hey, there's that Jack. I'm guessing this is a pair, a male and a female. Gorgeous OB. So OB actually went with another tank we had, an African tank setup that we had once upon a time. And we purchased a male package of peacocks and haps. And this one was just so much smaller than the other ones at the time that it just didn't feel right to put them in with those other fish. Honestly, thought it would come dinner. So we actually put it in a grow out tank, and then by the time it got big enough to go in, I had decided I didn't care for the Africans as much as I do the other fish, and sold them. We ended up keeping this guy, surely because he is beautiful, and put him in here. And it doesn't matter what's going on with this tank. Obviously, that is the tank boss. And all of these South Americans, Central Americans, even the jewel here, which is from the river systems of Africa, they're all part of the same hierarchy. But this OB peacock, it doesn't matter how mad or hungry this big tiger Oscar is, he can have all the other fish run to the side of the tank while he's eating, and this one is just doing whatever it wants. It does not play by their rules. It does not have anything to do with them, and they do not have anything to do with it. So somehow this is working. Definitely don't condone this, but for me, it works. This tank right here and the Wife's 55, a few of those fish are going to be combined and put into a 125. Then our flower horn and bayhaw will be going into a 75 to try to use that for a breeding tank. And then this tank here, I believe we'll end up either restocking it or saving it for something, maybe like a quarantine tank. We may just leave the top of hose in one of these. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do with this one just yet, but it's not a permanent home for these fish. But as of right now, you know, it's working out pretty good. I made another video about my flower horn, about how dirty it is. It's such a messy fish. Between it and the Oscar, I'm not sure who's worse. This tank was literally gravel vacked and the glass cleaned less than an hour ago. And give him 2 or 3 shrimp pellets and he stirs everything up, and then you have all this sediment floating. I would say that is the biggest negative of these fish, is it is impossible to keep a tank clean. Some people go with a bare bottom, but I mean, we do that for our flower horn, and I really just don't like the look, and it is a constant daily battle of trying to keep it clean. So this one has gravel in it, obviously. All these fish pretty much get the same thing, same food, same diet as all of our other fish. Everything gets a you know, a pellet as its staple. We switch back and forth from New Life Spectrum to Hikari to even the One Nutrition sold at PetSmart, the cichlid pellet. They go through their fair share of raw tilapia, raw shrimp, earthworms, red wigglers, crickets. You know, we try to spoil our fish, you know, at least 3 days out of the week, and actually give them a meaty substance that they're going to enjoy. And then the other days we pretty much have to force feed them to eat the pellet. We haven't had any issues with health in any of these tanks as of yet, so I think I would attribute that to the constant water changes. For Oscars, if you're going to keep Oscars, you're going to have to do water changes. We actually do, we do every other day water changes currently. About 75%. We'll literally go down to, you know, the top of the fish's heads every other day. And we usually use Prime as a water conditioner with the API Aquarium Essential. That's their new product. I actually really like it, and have had good luck with growth, vitality. You know, they seem to really be thriving. This guy is actually probably my favorite fish in the tank. I don't know why. I've always been a huge fan of the Severums. But I really just wanted to touch base and get you guys acquainted with the fish, see what we have. Maybe you can hang out with us and see these fish grow and prosper. I enjoy making these videos. I'm not sure how long I'll do it, if I'll keep doing it, or, you know, how it's going to play out. But for the most part, this stuff is really a way for our son to see what we were doing with our fish hobby, you know, while he was a youngster. This stuff on YouTube will more than likely always be here long after we're gone, and he'll be able to go back and, you know, see what we were up to. So that's a cool thing. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Thanks.